I am alive and it's good to be alive. Hello everyone, today we are checking out the Silva Aegis Prime. This is an amazing weapon. I honestly have nothing bad to say about this. I try to be very fair with my reviews, even if it's a weapon I like, but literally I cannot think of a downside to this weapon. So let's compare it to the regular Silva Aegis. It has a higher critical chance, higher critical damage multiplier, almost more than triple the damage. There is literally no downside other than it has a slightly decreased attack speed, but if you have a primed fury mod, it's not really going to bother you a single bit. So to show you all what I have on it, I have, this may or may not be my final build, but this is a build that is more than getting the job done. I deal 604 blast damage and 381 corrosive with a status chance of 55%. I have the Final Harbinger stance simply because it is just an amazing stance. I absolutely love it. One of the reasons this is my new favorite melee weapon. It looks cool, it's fun to use, and it is super effective. I have Virulent Scourge, Voltic Strike, Primed Fury, Primed Pressure Point, Avenging Truth, which I got from the Ambulus Reborn event. If you don't have one of these, you want to pick it up. It will not only cause your melee weapon to proc, but it'll also heal you when it does proc, and you can absorb a percentage of damage that you block with your shield and deal it on your next charge attack. North Wind, and of course Condition Overload is a must. And Shattering Impact, because I know that shield bash attacks with the Silva Aegis deal an impact proc, but sadly I was testing with this mod and it'll only reduce enemy armor if you deal actual impact damage, so this does in fact not work and I will be replacing it with something else. But either way, this build I have here easily dispatches level 100 enemies or higher without using Warframe powers to boost your attacks whatsoever. Kind of looks like a crab claw. It's quite clear looking at Chroma's Dynasty skin butt, and at the new Silva Aegis Prime, the DE clearly has some kind of lobster fetish. I don't know, I'm kind of digging it, but I absolutely love the visual aesthetic of the weapon. I love that it looks so drastically different from the original. It's not quite how I wanted it to look, but I actually really enjoy the fact that it looks different now that I'm used to it, because it almost makes it feel like an entirely different weapon. They didn't just throw some Prime gimmicks on it, they actually completely overhauled it and how it looks, and I think it turned out really nice. I also think it's cool that they replaced the flaming sword. As much as I wanted a primed version of it, I think it's cool that it is a mace now, because it totally makes sense, makes the weapon feel new and unique, because since it deals elemental damage and not a strict damage type such as slash or impact, they were able to change what type of weapon it is. Like for example, they switched it from a sword to a mace, and it doesn't really affect the damage type because it's elemental only. So again, damage-wise, this weapon is an absolute beast. Easily one of the strongest weapons in the game now, in my personal opinion. If modded correctly, I can even get mine stronger than it is now. And I was playing as Oberon Prime. I was doing like an hour-long survival with my friend, and the enemies got up to level 100, and I was having no problem dispatching them. And again, I'm playing as Oberon, so I don't technically have any abilities that boost my attack damage. I could strip the enemies of armor had I wanted to, but without doing that, this weapon was doing just fine against Grineer enemies that are level 100. On top of that, it gains the same benefit as the regular Silva Aegis, where because it's a shield weapon, you can actually block 85% incoming damage, which is more than most melee weapons. This is incredibly useful for tanking and closing the distance on high damage dealing targets such as heavy gunners and etc. And it is honestly just one of the coolest prime melee weapons I think we've gotten. I would say I haven't been this excited for a prime melee weapon since we got Galatine Prime. This is definitely something you are going to want in your arsenal. There's absolutely no reason you wouldn't want this weapon, and I would get it as soon as you guys possibly can. And again, as you can see here from my attack speed, this is my attack speed with a Primed Fury on. It is more than reasonable, so again, the attack speed being slightly lower than the original is the absolute only downside this weapon has. It is better in every way, shape, and form, and this is going to be a very rare case where I give a weapon an absolute 10 out of 10. I seriously can't think of anything bad to say about this weapon or any downside that it has. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any comments or questions you want to leave, if you guys have any questions you want to ask, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I will get to you to the best of my ability. And if you have any requests, let me know. I do request videos. And I hope you guys have a kick-ass day as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Fisto out!